Hello, hi, namaste, salama. Welcome to Anuj Kumar IND, and it's a continued show, kinematics. Okay, and we have to now study about the graphs of kinematics or the concept of graphs that is used in kinematics. Okay, so before starting, please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Okay, so let's begin with the graphs of kinematics. Let's begin. As I have told you earlier also about the slope, so mainly we'll be dealing with the slopes. We should know that what are the slopes, what is the concept of slope that I have taught you in the earlier video. Okay, so if you haven't watched it, then watch it. So let's start with the graphs. So let's start with the basic question, right? That I am making an axis. Okay, and suppose this is like this. Okay, and you have to find the y is equals to mx plus c. No, you have to find that which equation satisfies this graph. Okay, first is y is equals to mx plus c. Second, y is equals to minus mx plus c. Third, y is equals to mx minus c. And the last one is minus mx minus c. Okay, you have to find which equation satisfies this graph. Okay, and to find it, the simplest way is what? First put y is equals to 0, then put x is equals to 0. Okay, suppose yeah, it is y is equals to minus mx minus c. Okay, so the simplest way to find the 2 points is that put the y is equals to 0, then put x is equals to 0. Okay, so when you will, as we know that what is y? Y is the, one second, what is first, what is m? M is the slope, c is y-intercept, and x and y are the coordinates. Okay, and what is y-intercept? The line. Now see, this is suppose it is minus 3, suppose. So this minus 3 is the y-intercept. That means the point where y-axis is intersected by the graph. Okay, so find it. Pause the video and find it. Meanwhile, I am telling the solution. Okay, so when you will put y is equals to 0 here, you can see that here x will be negative. No problem, x will come negative, and here x is also negative. And when you will put x is equals to 0, y will be positive, but y is here negative. Y is negative, so you have to assure that y and x both are negative. Okay, then if we talk about the second one, the b one, if you put y is equals to 0, then x will be positive. Wrong, as x is negative, so wrong. Okay, again, when you will see in third, the c1, y is equals to mx minus c. Okay, so here the x will be, when you will put y is equals to 0, the x will be x will negative. No problem, but if you put x is equals to 0, y becomes negative. So that means the first one is correct. Okay, first one is correct. As when you put y is equals to 0, if you put y is equals to 0, then x becomes positive, so this is also wrong. And when we talk about the d equation, if we put y is equals to 0, then x becomes negative, and we put x is equals to 0, then y becomes negative. So the correct answer is this. So y is equals to minus mx minus c. This, the graph satisfies this equation. Okay, and let's take one more example. Find mx plus c of this one. Okay, matlab I am giving you, now these are the 4 options. Now you have to tell that which option satisfies this graph, the red one. Okay, very simple. Put y is equals to 0 and x is equals to 0 in all the equations, and then find it. You will find that c is the answer. Okay, c is the answer. Very simple. Now if you don't remember what is slope, then I can help you out. That I have taught it earlier, but since it have been taken very long, I'll refresh it. Okay, this is the xy graph. Suppose this is the graph. Okay, so the angle that has been forming from the positive x-axis, this theta, the tan theta of this theta is the slope. The tan theta, I will write the statement also, that the tan theta of the theta that is forming from the positive x-axis is called slope. Okay, so based on the slope, let me give you example. Again, I am taking axis. Okay, and before starting with the question, let me tell you that I have told it earlier also, that I have told you that the m is slope. Okay, this slope is also tan theta, and this only is dy by dx. That means rate of change of y with respect to x. Okay, let's move forward. So in coming days, I'll be starting quadratic equation, in which I'll be telling you about parabola, right? So in parabola, we have the equation y is, it is for quadratic equations, right? That the equation which have degree, the power degree is equals to 2, right? So I'll be telling you in coming up days. Till now I am telling you about the basics. Okay, so the graph of the parabola forms like this, right? That means it have only two roots. It can have maximum two roots, right? It can also form like this, it can also form like this. That the simple is that it will be like this. It is known as mouth. It is open at mouth, open upwards, and this is known as mouth open downwards. Now what is the difference between this mouth open downwards and upwards? Now this graph is for the equation ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, for the equation, for the graph that is opened upwards, the a is positive, and for the graph that is open downwards, for them a is negative. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, good. Now suppose I am making an axis. Okay, and the equation is y is equals to ax plus bx square. Ax plus bx square. Okay, you have to make the graph of this equation. So the simple step is that put y is equals to 0. First put y is equals to 0. Okay, or the second step is that you will find the slope of this graph. Okay, what will the slope dy by dx? So dy by dx will be equal to d of ax plus bx square upon dx. Okay, so what will it be equal? It will be equal to a plus 2bx. This is the slope. This is the slope of the graph. Okay, correct. we have find the slope. Now, as I have told you that you have to put first y is equals to 0, then x is equals to 0 in this equation. I will perform it here only. So when we put y is equals to 0 is equals to, we'll take x common out, a plus bx. Okay, so here it will also become 0. So x will be equal to minus a by b. Okay, that means at x is equals to minus a upon b, y will be 0. This coordinate is minus a by b, comma 0. Okay, correct. And when we put x is equals to 0, at x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0. Okay, that means this point. Now we have to check that the slope is negative or positive. Okay, so a plus 2bx. Okay, so when we put x is equals to minus a by b, when we put x is equals to minus a by b, so it comes out a plus 2b into minus a by b. b cancel, so it becomes a plus minus 2a, so it becomes minus of a. So the slope is negative. The slope is negative for x is equals to a by b. For x is equals to a by b, the slope is negative. So that means the slope will be like this. It will be negative. Okay. And at y is equals to 0, at y is equals to 0, and when we have put it x is equals to 0, we have find out y, and when we put x is equals to 0, it will become only a. So that means it will be positive. So something like this. So it will form like this. Okay, this is the graph of this equation. Okay, correct. Moving forward, I'm giving you another situation. Now you have to form a graph of this equation. Y is equals to minus ax of b plus bx square. Okay, let me form the graph. The simple, we have to first find the slope dy by dx, or you can also find the y and x also, right? So dy by dx is equals to, perform it orally, right? It will become minus a plus 2b, right? Minus a plus 2b. Now we are pros of the integration and differentiation, right? For physics, not for mathematics now. Okay, and let me find the points for the graph making. So put y is equals to 0, so it will be like x minus a plus bx. Here it will become 0, so x is equals to a by b. That means here 0 a by b. And when we put x is equals to 0, when x is equals to 0, then y will become 0. Y is equals to 0 for x is equals to 0. Done. Okay, so it will be formed like this. It will be formed like this. Okay, this is the equation for, this is the graph for this equation. Okay, so let me give you a question. Okay, we have to draw graphs for, suppose this is a building. Okay, this is a building. Okay, and which is 75 meter tall. It is 75 meter tall. meters. Okay, so you have to find, and here it has been launched It has been launched from t is equals to 0. Okay, and it is coming like this to the ground. Okay, and you have to find the graph for acceleration time, for velocity time, for speed time, and for the distance time, displacement time, and for the speed time. This is the question. So let's find it. A part. Acceleration time. Okay. So when we talk about acceleration, so here mg will be acting downwards. Mg. Okay. So as we know, F is equals to ma. That means mg is equals to ma. It will be minus mg, right? Minus mg. So mm cancel, so minus g is equals to a, and g, let's take g10. So acceleration is equals to minus 10. So how will the graph look like? Let's make the graph. That means the acceleration is constant. Okay, and it is minus 10. Then in negative. That means it is constant for all the time. Okay, moving forward. Second, what is the second one? Vt. Second is Vt, the velocity time graph. Okay, no problem. So as we know, velocity is u plus at, and I have told you that here u is 10. Okay, so it will become v is equals to 10 plus 10, and acceleration is minus, so minus 10t. Okay, so let's make the graph of this without any delays. Done. And 10 minus 10t, that means at t is equals to, at I have told you that put x and y 0. So when will you put v is equals to 0, it will come t is equals to 1. This is v t, that means t is equals to 1. And when you will put t is equals to 0, then it will come v is 10. Okay, so it will form like this. Oh my god. And you can see that for t is equals to 2, it will become minus 10. For t is equals to 3, it will become minus 20. So the graph will be negative. Come downwards, okay? And what was the third one? Third one is speed time. So let me draw the speed time here only, right? Now the instantaneous speed is the magnitude of instantaneous velocity. What I'm saying is that for the third one, instantaneous speed, the instantaneous speed is equals the magnitude of instantaneous velocity. And when this will be really true, suppose this is a curve, and for a very shorter distance, this emerges as a straight line, right? And on the straight line we know that speed and velocity are equal, so it will be the instantaneous speed will be equal to instantaneous velocity. Okay, so as it is the magnitude, so the part of the instantaneous speed which is going downwards, it will be, the speed will be upwards. This is the graph of speed time graph. Next is displacement time, no problem. Fourth, displacement time. Okay, So displacement time, how can you find displacement? S is equals to ut plus half at square, that means 10 minus 5t square. 10 minus 5t square. So let's make the axis. We have made the axis. Okay, and when we put s is equals to 0, then time will appear to, will do the Euler calculation. 5t square is equals to 10t. T will come downwards, so t will be equal to t will be equal to 2. Okay, that means positive. And you can also do it by forming its slope. The slope will be what? The slope will be 10 minus 10t. Differentiate this term with respect to time. Okay, and the slope of 10 minus 10t is, we have seen here, this yellow one. So it will be like this. Like this. Okay, and now for the distance time graph, I'll show on you this only, that the distance never decreases, right? The distance never decreases. So the amount of distance, displacement which it is going downwards, it will go upwards, right? This is the graph of distance time graph. Okay, so this was the graph of kinematics. So till then, thank you very much, and thanks for watching. Shabak khair.